Well, thank you. It's wonderful to be here.
Patricia, what is the World Congress of Illumination, and how did it start?
Well, this is an annual event that began with the first activity that was referred to as harmonic convergence. And this is you may be familiar with that. That took place in August, and I know you're all too young to have participated in it, but it was in August of 1987. And we were told at that time there was a lot of information about the Mayan calendar. You know, we've all heard so much about 2012 and all the activities that are taking place. Well, the initial impulse of this shift began with harmonic convergence in August 15th, 16th, and 17th in 1987. And what was actually occurring at that time is that people all over the world started having this heart call and would travel to sacred sites for the energy that was going to be coming in at that time. And it was amazing because hundreds of thousands of people responded to this inner knowing and to the information that they were getting. And we didn't have at that time the internet or Facebook or Twitter or any of the social networks that are available now. And yet people were here for a purpose on the physical plane, and this was like their wake-up call. And what this really was is that people were aligning all over the planet in alignment with the acupuncture meridians and the chakra system of the planet. And the light was coming in. We, at that time, were asked by the beings of light in the realms of truth that are just our sisters and brothers that have evolved to a higher level of consciousness to organize a global event in Diamond Head in Hawaii. And Diamond Head was the crown chakra on the continent of Lemuria, where the energy first came into the planet before our fall, which took place eons ago. And the light, during harmonic convergence, it poured into the planet through the crown chakra, into the center of the earth, then expanded out through the chakra system of the planet, all of what is known as the crystal grid system, which is just the acupuncture meridians in the body of the earth. And it brought in a higher frequency of light that began Earth's awakening process. And we were asked by the beings of light to organize an event every year on the anniversary of harmonic convergence. And we were told that this would be a 25-year process, and that the first 5 years would be pretty tumultuous, and then we would go through this major shift. And that shift was called Moving Through the Doorway of 1111, and that took place in January 1992. And then it was going to build in momentum for 25 years, a total of 25 years, until the shift that would take place on December 21st, 2012. So every year we have had, this year we will be in Kauai in August for the World Congress on Illumination. And this will be the 26th annual World Congress on Illumination. And it's just a gathering. It's a global event. People all over the world participate. Some are directed inwardly to physically be present there, so people travel and go there so that they can offer to be an instrument to allow the light of God to flow through them for whatever the divine plan is. And various divine plans, various facets of the divine plan have taken place year by year. Now, it's important to understand this is just one of literally thousands of events and activities of light that are taking place all over the planet, all of the time. There is a tremendous awakening taking place, and no part of the plan is any more important than another part of the plan. This was just one facet that I personally have been involved with, but there have been all kinds of activities of light, and I'm sure all of you are participating in them as well. Every meditation you do, every time you come together in a group, every invocation you make, certainly your radio program that's drawing the attention and consciousness of people all over the world, this is an activity of light and gives the company of heaven a portal, a door, through which they can accelerate the light on the planet. And that's what's really causing this tremendous awakening, so that people are beginning to remember who they are and why they are here.
Mm-hmm. So
it's interesting that you say that, because there's a lot of kids that have been feeling the sense of I'm not doing enough. What can I do to make more? And what advice do you have for those kids that feel like they want to do more, but they don't know what exactly to do because they don't feel like they're doing enough for the world or raise their vibration?
Okay, one of the things that's important to understand is that we are here, and when I say we, I'm talking about every man, woman, and child on the planet, because we have been preparing for a very long time to assist the Earth with this ascension process as she's moving into the higher dimensions, and all life that's evolving on this planet is going forth with her. So our God Self, the divinity within each of us, has guided us through exactly the learning experiences we needed to start awakening and to start fulfilling our divine plan. So when we begin to feel that awakening within us, realizing that we have a purpose and reason for being, we need to understand that there is no separation. All life is interrelated, interconnected, and interdependent. Every thought, word, action, or feeling you have is either adding to the light of the world or it's adding to the chaos, depending on what you're thinking. If you're thinking negative things, angry thoughts, hateful things, then you're adding to the discord. If you're thinking positive things, being kind and loving and caring for people, you're adding to the light. And the universal law is, as I am lifted up, all life is lifted up with me. So what is happening now is that our God selves are guiding us into exactly the experiences we need. Our religions, our jobs that we feel directed to, the schools we go to, we are all in our right and perfect place. But we need to listen to those inner heart calls, those inner promptings. So if you feel like you're not doing enough or that there's more that you should be doing, look in your environment, look in your community, look in your school, and see how you can add to the light of the world. One of the things that's happening, this is such a critical time for all life on this planet, is that our Father, Mother, God, the cosmic I Am, all that is, has granted a special cosmic dispensation. You've probably all heard the statements, ask and you shall receive, knock and the door will be open. And what that means is that we have the gift of free will, and our thoughts and feelings are creative. The angels, the company of heaven, the saints, the ascended masters, the cosmic beings, however you want to identify that higher level of intelligence, our sisters and brothers that are helping us. And these are just beings that have evolved. They're like college professors compared to us being kindergarten students. They do not have permission to interfere with our free will. But once we ask for their assistance, and we can just say, I ask God and the company of heaven to intervene in my life in a way that is the highest good for me and for all concerned on this planet. And it gives them permission then to intervene. Now, one thing that is unusual that our Father, Mother, God has granted to the company of heaven is because of the need of the hour and because of how important it is when we all come together, like on this radio show or like when you have group gatherings or meditations or whatever. It's so important. We're so much more powerful when we come together in a group. So our Father, Mother, God has given the company of heaven permission when we are invoking the light, like we just did in this meditation, and there's people all over the world listening to the meditation, participating in the meditation. The company of heaven has been given permission to amplify that meditation, and everybody that's focusing on it 1,000 times, 1,000-fold. So if we want to increase our effectiveness, we need to invoke the light more, and we need to get together in groups, and we need to do positive things, and we need to be loving, and we need to be caring, and we need to say, what can I do today that's going to bring more joy into somebody's life, that's going to be more comfort, that's going to be more beneficial or more helpful. And since all life is interrelated and interconnected, everything you do, even if it may seem small at the moment, is adding to the collective light of the world and lifting up every particle of life on this planet. So know that you are powerful beyond your knowing, and every single thing you do to add to the light of the world is being amplified 1,000 times 1,000-fold if you invoke the company of heaven to assist you while you're doing it.
That is beautiful.
Okay.
And I have a question off of Skype, actually. It says, this person asked, I have been having trouble staying centered right now. Any suggestions you can offer?
Okay, this is really a very, very volatile time for all of us. And the reason is that we are raising up in energy, vibration, and consciousness. And our God Self is accelerating the vibration of our physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies at a cellular level, literally a cellular transformation, accelerating the vibration the maximum we can withstand in every 24-hour period. So it feels often stressful on our physical bodies, which makes us feel anxious, sometimes even verging on panic attacks. So what we need to do is we need to invoke one of the beings that is the best to do this with is Archangel Michael. He is an angel of protection, power and protection. Ask Archangel Michael to envelop you in an invincible force field of protection that keeps you from being bombarded by all of the chaos that's taking place in the outer world. Just see this circle of white light around you, filled with light, with joy, with peace. When you're talking about all of these beautiful colors that are coming forth from the heavenly realms, vibrating with peace and harmony, listen to more harmonious music, because harmonious music is a way of raising our cellular vibration. Meditate, but one of the easiest ways is the breath. So breathe in deeply. Now, the beings of light are asking us to know that part of our divinity that's called our God Self is known as the I Am Presence. And you're probably familiar in one way or another with the statement. For instance, when Moses spoke to the burning bush, the response and said, "Who are you?" The response was, "I am that I am. I am Alpha, I am Omega, I am the beginning, I am the ending." When we say I am, that's a code word that tunes us in directly to our Father, Mother, God. I comes from Alpha, meaning the one or the beginning. Am comes from Omega, meaning the ending. And when we say I am, it means God is the beginning and ending of all that exists, that God is all that is. And the divinity within us is part of that all-encompassing presence of God. So when we call it our I am presence, we're connecting directly to our source. So when we are trying to calm ourselves, if we will just breathe in deeply and say I as we are inhaling and feeling that breath reaching higher and higher into the realms of perfection, then exhaling and we say am. And when we exhale, feel that we're drawing that light from the heart of God through our bodies and breathing it out into the physical plane to bless all life. And just take a few minutes and breathe in and say I. Exhale and say am. So putting yourself in that force field of protection of Archangel Michael, having positive